we go. It's race 2. The top 5 is flipped. We go racing. Entering the turn 1 now. Sean Lee holds off to the lead. Marlon Young swoops it around the outside. Jerry Cook up in there around the outside, trying to look for a move up there. Andy Reid's going to try to make it side by side. Almost 3 wide up there. Let's take a look at the action unfolding now. So there they go, side by side. Jerry trying to push his nose up in there. Oh, as there we see Marlon Young running off the track momentarily as Jerry finding himself on the inside. There is Cody Lawrence. Trouble. So many drivers off the racing surface. Everybody getting flipped over 360'd. Sean Lee holds on to the lead. Excuse me there for the cough, but oh my goodness, I did not expect that. 2, 3, 4 cars going in the grass 360, but interestingly, look at the map. Nobody has changed that much. There's not really much of a distance. But let's begin this fight. War is on. There we see some battles in the background over here. Cody Lawrence is the main driver who fell out the order. Remember, race 2, Cody Lawrence in Brands Hatch lost out big time. And he had to climb back over through the field, but could not replicate a podium again. This time, it happened way earlier on, but being the quickest driver on track, anything is possible. Jerry looking for this first race win against Sean Lee. Marlon Young went down the order. This time, it's the other X-Plate driver, Martin Webster. This is a very interesting dynamic. Now Cody Lawrence slices through the field. Next up, Danny Nazir overtakes him. Now he has the Brazilian driver up next. Side by side, though, Jerry looking to the inside of Sean Lee. 2 American drivers, they almost met with each other in the last race, battling for the podium. As they go on to the back straight now, we're going to see what the Beamer can do against the Mercedes. As they go nose to tail. Meanwhile, Andy Rees, Oliver Bluch, battling with each other. Same country of origin, same, almost exact same livery, same team. But points are very important for these drivers here. There's your battle for the lead. As Andy runs deep, runs very wide off the track here. Needs to have a proper rejoin, does about. Baiano's gonna go side by side, try to overtake him. Webster comes in early for a very early pit stop. Is that the right call? Jerry with the fastest lap. Tries to go down the inside, no, backs out very early on, very far away from Sean Lee this time around. But this is very interesting. Martin Webster has decided to pit extremely early on. We saw that Andy Reid's Mercedes, the tires just could not hold on throughout that race. So a very interesting dynamic. Side by side, Cody Lawrence, Anderson Baiano, another driver. Cody on the outside, gonna switch to the inside, having to back out here. Gonna look to the outside, not the preferred line to take for Cody Lawrence in the Supra. Tries to look to the inside. Is there space? The door is open, and he goes side by side. Can he pull the switch back? Tries to get a better run. Looks to have a better run. Side by side once again with the Brazilian driver of Anderson Baiano. Still close action between each other. Meanwhile, Jerry gonna try to hold on and try to pull off another move as Cody Lawrence does get the move done. So back up to the front pack, and they've already booked it. 4.4 out of here. They're gone. Meanwhile, for Cody Lawrence, it's a nightmare start, but still a huge opportunity to come back at it. Sean Lee, great defense. Mercedes against BMW. And Sean's going to continue to hold off to this lead. This is your battle for the lead. And Jerry's going to look to get a P2 and P1 here today. He does not want to do another back-to-back second place, that's for sure, when you have the opportunity in front of you. Big opportunity to dive bomb here, but it's such an awkward line. Sean Lee's going to take the early entry, but hampers his corner exit there. And Jerry's gonna try to go to the inside, side by side. And does the Mercedes have enough? It looks just about. Sean is gonna have to throw this car down the inside if he wants to keep it. No, he doesn't. He's backing out of the move, and Jerry goes up to the lead. Sean, fighting with all his might, just could not hold on to the BMW. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence up against Andy Rees, and this time Andy can defend against the leader. None of these drivers were able to fight against Cody Lawrence when he booked it, but this time he's able to. He's really able to fight back now. Here he goes to the outside. Andy is going to give him a hard fight, just like he had with Jerry. A little bit deep there is Andy Rees, but gets back on the main racing surface. Meanwhile, 7/10 behind Jerry Cook is Sean Lee, and still up within a chance of getting that position back. Remember, he's under the slipstream, but this is a closer battle we have on track. So great action all around the board. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence, do we see a dive on the inside? No, but Andy is going to defend it. Nonetheless, compromises his corner exit. Cody Lawrence is going to see, does he have enough legs to push that Toyota Supra up a position? No. Meanwhile, Sean Lee has lost about 1.5 and continues to stay behind Jerry. And that gap's still 4 seconds to third position. Here comes Cody Lawrence once again in the slipstream. Closing, closing, closing. When does he pull out for a move? And he does now. So, here we go. A big defensive move has to come from Andy Rees. Andy not really fighting it. Gonna favor the inside. Cannot get it done. Cody Lawrence slices and dices once again around the outside. And the Toyota Supra is now up another position. He's fourth. A very, very strong comeback here. And next up is the podium, but he's gonna have to fight against another Supra. Will we see Cody Lawrence against Jerry Cook in the closing stages of this race? As it stands right now, definitely possible with Cody Lawrence's pace. So, huge opportunity for him. As this fight continues, we also see now Andy Rees not quite done with this battle. Still in the slipstream, still keeping in touch with the Toyota Supra. A little bit off the track there, gonna lose a little bit of time as Marlon Young actually DNFs from this race, and I don't know when he did that. But Marlon Young out of this one. An X-Play down to one driver. As Casper into the pits. Remember, Martin Webster was your first driver in, so he made a huge gamble becoming the first driver to come in after the end of the second lap. So we're going to find out and see if that was worth it. Meanwhile, Andy is sticking close to Cody Lawrence, and that's what you need. Cody is going to have a fight against his fellow Supra brethren of Oliver Bloch. It's a Danish sandwich now, as Bloch and Rees are going to want to work together and keep Cody Lawrence behind. That's going to be the strategy here as they continue racing. So on to the back straight with 15 minutes, 54 seconds left to go in this one. Jerry has opened up that gap to 3.5 seconds and looking for a big chance at points. Meanwhile, Andy Rees losing a little bit of time on corner exit onto the back straight. Lawrence now 1.1 behind Oliver Bloch. There you see up the road is Sean Lee, and the fastest lap now swings over to Cody Lawrence in this championship fight. So, as we continue racing now, we look at Cody Lawrence. 9/10 the difference. tries to close up once again. And we're gonna see if we can take this battle to the sky. As oh, trouble for Oliver. He runs deep, and now it's time for Cody Lawrence to take a move onto the outside. It's side-by-side racing. Almost. Does he have a move there? Yes, he does. Cody Lawrence can send it down the inside, and he does. Oliver lets him through. Realizes that he wants to get the overspeed, tries to get the over-under, but Cody gets on the brakes at a perfect time, and Lawrence goes through. What does this mean now as Cody Lawrence enters the podium? With now a 1:18.3. Up next, it's Sean Lee. Meanwhile, can we see Oliver try to bounce back at this move? Looks like he cannot. The gap is opening up 7/10. As they enter the first sector complex of corners, Cody Lawrence wants to go back-to-back race wins in this championship. How far is he to the BMW? There's your gap right there. That is 2.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Oliver not going to go down without a fight. He's, of course, up there. Big chance at a overtake if he can close up this gap. And there you see in the background the Mercedes of Andy Rees. He's also in this fight. 0.8 the difference there. Kind of opening up to a second. But Sean Lee now finding himself in a little bit of trouble. 18.2 for the race leader. Followed by 19.6 and an 18.0. Cody Lawrence is the fastest driver in the top 3. Slides that car on corner exit. More pit stops are being made. Here comes Anderson Baiano and Danny Nasir, the BMW and the McLaren coming in for their stops. So, what does this mean now? When will they come out? Where will they come out? One thing's for sure, Martin Webster, you cannot forget about him. He was one of your early stoppers, so he's going to be inheriting 6th position. Oh, in trouble. What has happened to Lance Nasir? He stopped on pit entry. So, drivers are going to get local yellows for the final sector of the track. Still untoo sure what's going on with him. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence trying to close the gap now. 7/10. He's already opened up the gap. Oliver Bloch 2 seconds behind. P2. Oh, Sean Lee enters the pit, sees Lance Nasir struck in car, and take a look at this. Everybody's gonna follow Sean Lee. Oliver, Andy Rees. It's a busy pit lane now. So, still, no idea what's going on with Lance Nasir's McLaren. He's stopped the car. It's still uncertain what's going on. Meanwhile, if Cody Lawrence can now put down the pace, this could really look like an identical match to the first race. Remember, it was Jerry Cook that just closed up the gap. He decided to stay out long, closed it up to the driver ahead of him, and just pushed him along. Unfortunately, when it came to pit stops, he fell behind them. Is that going to be the same for Cody Lawrence? Or can Cody push, get enough time to close up? Looks like Lance has got going now. So, yellows are clear in that section. Meanwhile, Martin Webster in between this fight here. Remember, Martin made his pit stop, and he's interestingly able to jump Andy Rees. And he is now in the mixed with Oliver Bloch. Cody Lawrence, fastest lap, 18.003. So, Toyota Supras P4, P5. But the Mercedes of Andy Rees still closing up. Nose to tail in the final corner. A little bit wide there is Oliver Bloch, and Martin Webster is going to see if he can try to pull off a move. What sucks for Andy Rees right now, despite being in the slipstream, Webster's in the slipstream as well, to the Toyota Supra up the road. Oh, but a lot of overspeed for Webster. Oh, that's going to ruin his momentum, and that is going to... Oh, that is a huge shame. Too much momentum into turn 1, and that has allowed the likes of Andy Rees to go through. Now, Cody Lawrence onto the front straight. The gap has been closed down to 4.6 seconds. You look at the leaderboard there. The yellow tag indicates when drivers have made their pit stops and what lap. And Cody Lawrence now in the 17s. He's looking very quick. Jerry lapping Lance Nasir. And Cody Lawrence is going to have to find himself doing that as well. Sean Lee, 40 seconds behind that pack. But remember, the top 2 have yet to make a pit stop and are the last drivers to make a pit stop. So eyes are going to be on them when they do come in. One thing's for sure. This train here between Oliver, Andy, and Martin, far from over. Sean Lee, there you see him. He's 3.6. And this fight for the podium can be really interesting. Remember, do we see Cody Lawrence able to stay ahead of Sean Lee to hold on to second position? 40 seconds, that's the buffer. If I was a betting man, I feel like Cody Lawrence has done everything to hold on. One thing that will ruin this chance at potentially going for a back-to-back race win is a mistake on track. And here we go. Race leader enters the pits. Now Cody Lawrence has to stretch his wings and really push. It's an 18.7. So pretty slow, off a second slower that last lap. Jerry needs to hope that he can get a clean pit stop and get right back onto the track. For the rest of the pack now, it's all push, push, push. See if we can close up now. If Jerry's in the pits, he's now exiting out. Sean Lee now going to enter the front straight, but it looks like Jerry's going to close out the pit limiter, get back out on track, and he's comfortably ahead. There you see a little speck in the background. That is Sean Lee in third place. So, Sean now is probably going to be thinking, well, I could not get second position. It's time to hold on for the podium. He was leading this race early on. Don't forget about that. So now it's all up to, can he hold on for this podium position? Will we see Andy Rees close up this gap? He's not far behind. Martin Webster has started to lose some pace towards Andy. So Oliver, big chance for him to catch up. Meanwhile, the gap has now come down quite a bit. The gap when Jerry was leading was 40 seconds. Now when Cody's leading, it's 35. And Cody Lawrence still yet to make his pit stop. So Cody Lawrence is going to save it to the very end. We have seen it before. We've seen drivers come in at the absolute last second. I got to take you back to the Formula 4 European Championship and Gabriel, where he made his pit stop on the final lap at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he fell behind the drivers ahead of him. So the overcut didn't work, and he only had one lap to pull it off. And unfortunately, could not get the move done. Will we see history repeat itself? Cody Lawrence, another amazing quick driver, leaving a pit stop to the last dying stages of this race. And I think he's going to take it now. Needs to slow that car down. Just about. Does not get a speeding penalty. So here we go. Jerry on the back straight, pretty far back. But Cody Lawrence, look at your map here. You see P1 in the pits, P2's on the back straight just behind P10. Enters in for a stop, and now the service can begin on the Toyota Supra. Here we go. This is it. This is your battle for the lead. Did Cody Lawrence pull enough time there? Oh, he got a little bit slowed down to Lance Nasir. Just about. Cody Lawrence still in the pits. And he holds on. And he comes out. He's the first driver at the start. Here comes Jerry. Jerry's gonna overtake him. So the slowdown didn't matter. Cody Lawrence now out on track. And battle is on. Cody could not. He was unable to. Lance Nasir. I don't know if Jerry Cook was slowed down from Lance Nasir. But one thing's for certain. Jerry is still your race leader. And Cody Lawrence now has 4 minutes and 1 extra lap to close down 2 seconds. Here we go. It's game on. Sean Lee now also under a second to Martin Webster. Can Lee pull off 1 second to overtake the Guyanese ahead of him? Remember, Martin Webster also fighting for the podium. He's 1.5 behind the Mercedes. But now with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to go, this is a rivalry that I would love to see here between Cody Lawrence and Jerry Cook. Mercedes against Supra. And this is going to be a very interesting dynamic championship fight between these two drivers. Just to give you guys a little bit of insight between both drivers in terms of the championship, Cody Lawrence in 3rd position in the championship, while Jerry only 3 points in 12th. So while Jerry is with Cody with the upper hand, if Jerry can hold on here, this is going to be a massive boost in his points, and both of them are really going to be identical to each other with results after today's race. Now that's if Jerry Cook can win this race. But 1.3 now and 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Oh, and a little bit of an off track as well. For how long can Jerry hold on? Cody Lawrence, can he do what Jaden Harrison did 7 days ago and take a back-to-back race victory? Meanwhile, Sean Lee losing some time in P5. He's down 1.2. 1.2, 1.1, really just bouncing out with each other. Look at Jerry defending the inside, weaving, trying to break the slipstream. Cody Lawrence, fastest lap, 1:17.8 against the 1:19.0. The gap under a second. Jerry, though, not the best of exits. Out of festival chicanes. It's a minute and 30 left to go. They got 3 laps to do it. Jerry now on the defense. He was on the attack last race against Andy Rees, making Andy Rees, pushing him into an unforced error. This time, can Jerry Cook hold off, or can the Supra bounce back? Because the Supra now, can he pull off the over-under? Oh, it's a massive run! Side by side! Your fight for the lead with 1 minute to go. Cody Lawrence, does he have the legs? There you see him on the inside, on the outside, sorry. Jerry's gonna have to outbrake him. First of the late breakers. Side by side still, but Cody Lawrence is gonna hold on to the lead. Jerry shifting it down to 3rd gear, but can he get it done? No, but Cody Lawrence goes wide. Jerry with still an opportunity to bounce back, while Cody now takes the lead. Jerry in a prime position to slipstream him up the front straight. 2 laps to go here for the United States Grand Prix. And Cody Lawrence onto the outside. Can he hold on? No, he cannot. Cody has to pull off another over-under, but unfortunately cannot. Jerry gets back the lead. Jerry Cook takes back the lead of this race, losing it out on the back straight. Lucky to hold on, but for how long? Cody Lawrence gonna continue to push. This is a rivalry brewing up here in CMRSC. Two very quick drivers in the modern era. And remember, they're brand new to CMRSC. None of them are in the playoffs, so big chance for them. They're on the 2 to go here. And Cody Lawrence gonna look to the inside of the next corner, but remember, it depends where they stand onto the final corner. Door to door, side by side, Supra versus Mercedes. The Supra goes off the track. But oh, hard on the brakes there is Jerry Cook. Trying to keep it between the white lines. 1 lap to go. As they are on here, it's not the white flag lap. Ignore the top of your screen. Here we go. 1 more lap. Cody Lawrence on the inside, crucially. Side by side here, Jerry's gonna hold on. Almost door to door, almost side by side. Cody Lawrence takes the lead. But for how long? That back straight proving to be the make or break for this one. Jerry Cook now has to set up for one final barrage on the back straight in the final sector. Has to just keep it calm here and set up for this corner right here. Here we go. Early turn in for Cody Lawrence. You look how wide Jerry took that Mercedes because he wants all the slipstream. But was it too much? 5/10. Is the gap closing? I don't think it is. I think Jerry took a little too much. Bit a little too much, more than he could chew. Final complex of corners for them. Oh, Jerry runs a little bit deep, runs a little bit wide. That's gonna do it. Cody Lawrence has survived. He's attacked and he's survived. Defended. Excellent effort. Cody Lawrence will take the back-to-back victory. What a fight. What a win. Back-to-back race wins. Cody Lawrence takes victory. Jerry Cook fought with all his might. Could not get it done.
Thank you,
Meanwhile,
sir. That was a damn good fight. Thanks for keeping that clean. I appreciate it.
Andy Rees, P3.
No contact.
I believe
not one bit. I don't
should
think.
be P3.
All the way.
I'm not too sure why it's saying Martin Webster 3rd place, but what a fight that was to the very end. Wow. Andy Rees going to take that position once again. I'm not too sure why it's showing.
That podium away.
Thank you, Brent.
Oops.
Unless there was a switch up.
I just kept experimenting in that section, trying to find time, and that's not where I was losing it.
But we are gonna double
Sorry,
check.
everyone got caught up in that P6 exit.
Just making
crash.
sure
I
about the
I
podium.
was in the grass, and I just got spun while I was in the grass. I couldn't do any lower. Sorry to everyone who got involved in that.
So, just double checking now, and yes. So, Andy Rees still in.
Sean, you make that rule now, did you? I'm disappointed, man.
Yeah. I gave that away. I gave that to him. I just kept. I don't know where I was losing time, so I just kept looking all over the place and trying to. And that's not where
There
I
you
was
see.
losing it.
Celebration
So
here.
and once you go in the grass, you're done.
So you say you're doing charity to the elderly?
No, I wouldn't do that, man. I won't call out.
But a celebration for Cody Lawrence because he takes the victory here today. What a fight. And let's get to the interviews
Going
now.
off the road in the last corner.
Yeah,
From
once
the
you go in the
driver's
grass,
look
you're
of a
done.
tool
You
down
just gotta try to just keep it off the wall, and that's it.
So just to give the final order of the race. I think the leaderboards did get a little bit messed up, but it is Cody Lawrence, Jerry Cook, Andy Rees, Martin Webster, Sean Lee, Oliver Blutch, Anderson Biano, Casper Koksgaard to round it out.
Oh, that's them finishing third.
Yeah, I don't know why. It put Andy a lap
because-
behind.
Yeah, and he's down in ninth.
Yeah, so it for some reason I'll confirm him across the line, but I did see him come across, so he is
I
third.
don't know what's going on.
So don't worry. Yeah, you're still third place, but an amazing race nonetheless. Andy, I'll switch it over to you. Another P3 for yourself, but this time it was a bit of a harder fight with some of these drivers here. Take us through that one.
Well, yeah, it was more isolated than last race, certainly. The grid got split up into what is that, turn 3, something like that. Split into 2 groups. I believe only P1 and P2 made it through. And we were quite a large gap behind because of some contact. But yeah, still wasn't completely isolated. Still had some good fights. Yeah, not much to say.
Well, so an interesting race from you, but most importantly, big points on the board with a double podium. So very good going into the halfway race, halfway mark in this championship. So overall, great effort from you. A fantastic race. Fantastic 2 races here today. Great round for you. Congratulations on the podium.
Yeah, thank you. Didn't expect a double podium at least, so I'm very happy with that.
I know the team's going to be very happy with that as well, so congratulations. Excellent effort.
Excellent.
Jerry, man, oh man, just so close to that first race win here, but it was such a hard-fought battle between yourself and Cody Lawrence. Jerry, that was an amazing fight. How are you feeling, man?
Despite coming so close and coming up so short, I'm not too disappointed with the P2, especially, it's a great amount of points, especially compared to last week. It's a great bounce back for us. So nonetheless, I'm still happy with that, but to come that close, it does sting a little, but in the end, Cody had all of us beat by about half a second in terms of the fast guys. So it is what it is in the end. Just have to bite the bullet sometimes and see if you can get something better next week, I guess.
For sure, but what's mainly important is that this is huge momentum going into the next round. Despite the low points finish in the British Grand Prix, you've really turned it around, and a double podium finish, a double P2 for you. This is a lot of points on the board, so it's going to put you right in this championship fight with the likes of Jaden Harrison and a couple other of those drivers like Daniel Tabiter, Mike Van Dort not here. So even though it's double P2, these are very crucial points in a championship with only 5 rounds. So an amazing result from you. Do you feel like this rivalry between yourself and Cody is one to watch?
Possibly. It's just going to come down to if I can adjust myself to this car track by track. I think one of the main key points last week at Brands Hatch that was getting me to the back of the field was probably the amount of elevation. Just it's brand new to a GT4 entirely because I'm usually driving stock cars, so high horsepower, not that much downforce. At least these things have low horsepower, so it's a little bit of an adjustment for me. But I think give me some time, and I'm sure that rivalry will be something to watch for.
Cannot wait to see how this one brews out. Congratulations on the P2. That race win is coming very, very soon. I could feel that one. I know you can too. Amazing effort.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And wow, speechless here. Cody Lawrence, no matter what happens to you in the second race, you always manage to pull it back, but this time it was one of the best drives we've ever seen here in our league's existence, Cody. From making a mistake early on, getting tangled up in the mid-pack, to taking the win. Cody Lawrence, what an amazing comeback from you. How was that one?
Well, I wasn't feeling as good as how you ramped it up. I appreciate the enthusiasm because that took a lot of effort to pull off. I actually just took a look back at the collision. You guys can make of it what you will. I'll throw it in chat here. But despite that, I had to use every bit of knowledge I had of this track that I have. This is my home track, so I would like to think I know it quite well. And you saw the result of that, didn't you? I guess I am happy with that after the collision. So I had a fantastic fight with Jerry. He defended that very, very well. And if either of us had won that, that would have been a deserving winner. So I'll take it. Take it.
1000%. Yeah, a back-to-back race win. This punches you right back in this championship picture. Once again, I gotta ask you as well, that was a hard-fought battle between both of you, very clean as well. Is this a rivalry brewing up for this championship?
Yes, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I'm also quite new to the GT4s. I think I drove like a GT4 Porsche in some random AC Open lobby once. So this is also my first foray into GT4s. I'm very much, I have a lot of experience with open wheelers, especially Formula One. I've been driving a lot of RSS, VRC, F1 mods. So that's where my background is in open wheelers. So I feel like I'm adapting quite well, and maybe Portland made me look a little bit better than I actually am in a GT4. But yeah, we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see going forward, because like I said, Jerry put on one hell of a defense to try to hang on to that, and no contact whatsoever. That was clean. Zero collision, zero touching. That was fantastic. So if there is a fight to be had in the future, I definitely have a ton of trust in Jerry wheel to wheel. So that's fantastic to have.
Amazing sportsmanship between the both of you, and amazing racing nonetheless. Congratulations on the back-to-back race wins. You're back in the championship fight, firm in there, and can't wait to see what you can do. Congratulations on the takeover, the clean sweep here today.
Thank you very much.
And that's gonna do it for today's round here. Next week we go to Sandown Raceway for the Australian Grand Prix. We're also gonna be reaching the halfway point in the championship, so make sure to stick around. If you're in the stream, subscribe if you haven't already to our drivers. Thank you for coming over here today. If you have to head out, we understand. If you want to stick around, completely free to do so. But amazing racing between everyone here today. And yeah, hopefully we could see you in the next one. And remember, the winner of this championship heads into our playoffs in November, where it's going to be 6 rounds, where we're going to be taking through all our championships that we've done, all for 1 round. That includes a GT3 race, a Ferrari Challenge race, a Formula 4, LMP2, DTM, and Radicals. So yeah, that's your playoff spot. It's your last playoff spot to get into. So I know there's going to be a lot of tension, but cannot wait to see how it turns out. Congratulations to all our point scoring drivers here today, and hopefully we could see all of you next week out, 7 days time for Australia. Gonna end off the stream here, and I'll come back into the voice chat later. So, incredible effort. We're gonna end off our YouTube video here. Thank you for tuning in to race number 2, and one of the best race in this championship. We'll see you next week for the Australian Grand Prix, Sandown Raceway. Gonna be an exciting one. Can't wait to see you there.